Please mark your attendance in the poll. We're working on it. Thank you. All right, we're going to give it 2 more seconds, and if not, we're just going to use the paper for attendance for now, and then we'll figure it out in a second. If y'all can sign in as well. Appreciate
That's all right. I don't think they'll get towed. They don't show you. And this should take no more than 45 minutes.
Yeah, okay, so we're going to go ahead and use the write-in attendance. If you have not signed in, please utilize that. We're going to use that as our attendance for the day. So if you haven't come up, please come up. Up next on our agenda is the approval of the Senate Journal. The Senate Journal from the previous meeting and the special Senate meeting have been made available. Are there any corrections to either of the Senate Journals? Hearing none, we will be moving on. They pass as written. Up next, we have our remarks by our special guest. Please join me in welcoming Maggie Davis. She is a past senator for the Davis College and now serves as the student representative for the TTU Intergovernmental Internship Program. And she's going to go ahead and tell us a little bit about what she has to offer for us. So if y'all can give her y'all's full attention, please.
Awesome. Thank you, Diego. Like you said, my name is Maggie Davis. I served as a senator for 2 years and last year on the cabinet, and I'm currently a senior here at Texas Tech. And I work as the intern coordinator for the Government and Public Service Internship Program that Texas Tech has here through the President's Office. I know that's a mouthful. I'm going to give a quick little rundown of what we do. So basically, what we do is we help Texas Tech interns get matched in congressional offices in Washington, D.C., Austin, and here in Lubbock. So what that looks like is if you are accepted into the program, we help you get matched with an office, like I said. We also offer college course credit and scholarships. And if you go to Washington, D.C., we have a tech house that you get to live in with a group of other tech interns. So you're not alone up there. You kind of have a little family that becomes your support system, and you're a 4-minute walk away from the Capitol. So a little bit about some reasons why you might want to apply to this program. First of all, y'all are all here. You're interested in politics, you're leaders on campus, you're leaders in your clubs and organizations, and so I assume you're going to be leaders in your career field someday. And so this is the best way that you can really see firsthand how government works, see the ins and outs of legislation in our country on the national level in Washington, D.C., and also on the state level in Austin, and I'll talk about that here in a second. But there truly is no other experience like getting to work on the Hill for a congressman or woman or a senator or even work in an agency. We've placed interns in all 3 of these offices before in the past. And like I said, great resume builder. The connections you make truly will help you go places. You'll be able to reach back with those people no matter what industry or career field you decide to pursue. It's always great to have that on your resume and have a letter of recommendation from some people like that. Secondly, it's kind of like a study abroad experience, except you're not having to go all the way to Europe or out of the country. Washington, D.C. is a very different place than Lubbock, Texas. That side of the world, you're close to New York, Boston, Philadelphia, the beach. You're able to see a lot of really cool places. And then shifting a little bit more towards Austin, I'm sure, as many of you know, the Texas legislature meets every other year, only in the spring for 6 months. So this opportunity isn't available every semester. The Texas legislature will be in session starting in January till about May or June in 2025, and so they won't be meeting again until 2027. This is also a great opportunity if you're wanting to make connections within Texas politics. It's a little bit closer than Washington, D.C. You're able to honestly get more responsibility and do more things as an intern in Austin. And it's a hard and fast 6 months, but you learn a lot, you get to do a lot, and it's really just as great as an opportunity, if not better, than Washington, D.C. I'm up here talking, but there's a lot of you that have done this program. I see Toby, Kara's done it, Anam's done it. Is there anyone else that's been to D.C.? Did I miss anybody? These are all really, really great people that had awesome experiences. If you want to meet with them afterwards, I'm sure they'd be happy to share a little bit more about how their experience. I just got back from my internship this past summer. I worked for Congressman Pfluger in the House of Representatives. Hands down the best thing I've ever done. Gave me a lot of clarity of maybe what I want to do as a career field, and learned a lot and made a lot of really, really great friends. So for the upcoming spring semester, if you want to go to Austin, DC, or even work in a local office here in Lubbock starting in January, those applications are going to be due Friday, September 20th. Have them up here on the screen. And if you want to come to our information session, going to dive a little bit deeper, learn more of the ins and outs. I don't want to talk too long because I know y'all have got a lot to get through tonight. But these info sessions are going to be really, really helpful, and that's going to be next Wednesday at 5:30 in the administration building. We're going to dive into scholarships, what work as an intern really looks like, application process, all the fun stuff. Also, so visit our website if you're interested in applying. You can find our application there. But also follow us on Instagram. That's where we give a lot of our updates put out, and you can kind of see what life as an intern looks like. So just kind of the high points, again, if you go to DC, you get to live in the tech house for free. That's truly unheard of, living in Washington, D.C. as an intern. How that works is you get a scholarship from Texas Tech. From that scholarship, your tuition is paid for your class credit, and then your rent for living in that house is taken out of there. So essentially for free. And like I said, you're 4 minutes away from our nation's capital, right in the heart of it. Experience like no other, and very, very few colleges have this type of experience for interns wanting to go to DC. So I also left flyers up here. I think Ashlyn has them. So at the end of Senate, please grab one if you're interested. Scan the QR code, check out our website, check out our Instagram. And I'm just the intern coordinator. Our program director is Mr. Ronald Phillips, and he is awesome. He really just wants to see students succeed. And so if you're interested at all, have more questions, come by our office, shoot us an email, dig a little deeper, ask some people that have done this experience in the past. And it's kind of a quick turnaround. September 20th is coming up, so get those applications in. And if you're interested, in DC, we send fall, spring, and summer interns every single semester. So maybe looking forward to the next 2 years, if you're not ready this year, there's still a time and opportunity for you to do that. So yeah, with that, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks.
Awesome, really great opportunity there. There's been a lot of people that have come through SGA that have done that program. A lot of them may have graduated, but SGA used to run this program. So it's a really good opportunity. I'm sure you could talk to one of the senators here who's done it. Awesome. Up next on our next special guest is we have the Lubbock County Election Commission. As part of our platform this year, especially with it being an election year, as an SGA, we'll be actively participating in voter drives this year and registering voters ourselves. This will not only allow you to get registered to vote in Lubbock County, but it will also give you the ability to register others and complete a lot of service opportunities that we're going to provide later on in this semester. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and hand the mic over to them.
Hello, and we appreciate y'all inviting us out and everything. I'm Roxanne Stinson. I'm the Elections Administrator for Lubbock County. If you're interested in being volunteer deputy, we have brought packets. Some of you have already been through this with us, and I'd appreciate if you'd help us pass out the packets while we're here. And if you're not interested in being a volunteer deputy, then please let us know. We do have a list of names that was sent to us so we could kind of pre-look at them, and we will, I'm not going to announce it over the radio, but we will visit with you afterwards or something so we can help you and tell you what your options are, because one person's registered in another state and then some others need to update their addresses. So if you're interested, please let us, and we'll start passing these out and we'll go over the process. Thane will walk through it with you.
Okay, so like Rock said, my name is Zane Wyatt. I am Roxane's intern at the elections office. I have been going through and doing a lot of this volunteer deputy training. It is a lot of repetition with what's going on in this PowerPoint because we really want you to get out there and to do everything correctly. That way people have that chance to be registered and to vote in Lubbock County. You know, we want as much community engagement, as much vote as we can have in the county. So, with that being said, this is the training for the Texas Volunteer Deputy Registrars. So the table of contents, before we get started, we'll go over the qualifications, the length of the appointment, the role of a volunteer deputy registrar, which entails the supplies needed, distributing and accepting the applications, assisting any applicants with the applications, reviewing the applications, which I want to stress to y'all, reviewing the application is definitely the biggest job with being a volunteer deputy registrar, because we need to make sure that the information on there is correct, and we need to make sure that it is legible, guys, because we always say if y'all can't read it out there in the field, we're not going to be able to read it in the office. So if you know, stick to that reviewing of the application. Then we'll go over the registration receipts, the delivery of the applications and those receipts. And then for voter registration, we'll go over the applicant eligibility, any voter name changes or address changes, the effective date of registration, and then the period of effectiveness. And then, of course, any upcoming elections that we have, November 5th being the big one that everyone is talking about right now. So in the front of those packets, there's going to be two pieces of paper. There's a white one and a yellow one. The white one, looks like this. And I've gone ahead and laminated mine since I've gone out and done a lot of these drives. And you're going to put, you know, your name, your residence address, and then your voter unique identifying number. That's your VUID. If y'all do not have your VUID, you can always reach out to us. We can get them. Like she said, we grabbed a list from Diego, and we've gone through and we've got some of y'all's VUIDs already. And then there's going to be a slot that says, I hereby appoint, and that's your name again, because after this training, you will be appointed a volunteer registrar. And then the second blank space on there is going to be the date that you've gone through. So today is September 5th, yeah? And then again, you're going to sign it and date it at the bottom again. You'll notice in the packet, the front of this form is English, the back of the form is Spanish. Federal law states that if you have a certain majority of a population that is, you know, different language speaking, you must provide that with your packets, your information. So all of our information in this packet, which the slideshow is included as well, we have a copy in English and in Spanish for y'all. So if you ever have any questions, if you forgot something I've gone over, if I've not gone over something well enough, there is information in this packet. Our number is also stapled to the front of the packet on a business card. You can call any of us at the office. We should be able to answer any of those questions for y'all. And then that yellow one, which I do not have because I turned it in, you will turn in to us before you leave, and it has the registration applications. They are sequentially numbered. There are 25 in each packet. So we will know which registration applications that you do have on you. And then again, it asks for your address, your VUID, your email address, and then a good daytime phone number that we can reach you at. That way, you know, if you don't come in. If we find out you've gone out and you've got a lot of people registered, we can get a hold of you and see what's going on, like where those registration applications are. So that yellow one is going to be mine. The white one is actually what certifies you, and that's what you will keep. That way, if somebody asks you if you've gone through the training, you can go ahead and show them that. It has Roxine's signature on it, because Roxine is the one certifying all of y'all today. So.
And your
Next slide.
appointments are good through the end of this year, and part of the reason for those addresses, so we can reach out to you and remind you that your term is expiring, and that you'll need to turn in your packets before you go home for Christmas, or at the end of the year, or even in January. We just ask for you to return them back, because you'll need to renew it come January. It's good for 2 years, and it ends in the even numbered years, so that's part of the reason we need the information.
So before we get started, a person may not receive another person's registration application until they've satisfactorily completed a training developed or approved by the Secretary of State. So that is what you're doing right now. Y'all are going through that training, and then y'all will be appointed a volunteer deputy registrar by the registrar's office here at Lubbock County. At the time of the appointment, we're going to tell you any county-specific procedures that we may have. I'm going to go ahead and break from the PowerPoint here, and I'm going to let you know Lubbock County is an awesome county to do this in. We really do not have many county-specific procedures, and we try to accommodate as many voters. We try to get as much engagement as we can. So we're going to work with y'all the best way that we can with these application processes. So the next one. So to be a volunteer deputy, you must be 18 years of age or older. You must be a United States citizen. You cannot be determined by final judgment of court exercising probate of being partially or fully mentally incapacitated and without the right to vote. You can never be convicted of failing to deliver a voter registration application to the voter registrar. Again, this is going to come up several times, guys. It is a criminal offense not to bring these applications into us. So please make sure you're getting them back into the office. You cannot be finally convicted of a felony, or if so, you must have been fully discharged of this sentence, including any term of incarceration, parole, or supervision, and you must be pardoned or otherwise released from the resulting disability to vote. So you can be a felon, and you can do this, guys, as long as you've gone and you've served everything and you are off paper, is that term often used with people. You cannot be finally convicted of identity theft under Section 32.51 of the Texas Penal Code. And then we do ask that you are a Texas resident. Again, you're going to be a volunteer deputy registrar for Lubbock County. Lubbock County does fall in Texas, so we ask that you are a Texas resident there. Next slide. So the length of the appointment, like Roxine's already said, the person who meets the qualifications may be appointed by the registrar's office at any time. All appointments expire on December 31st of even number years. So again, unfortunately, this is only going to be good till the end of this year, guys. If it's something you're interested in doing next year, reach out to us, let us know. It would be, probably as simple as coming in. If there are any law changes, if we need to add anything to the slideshow, we can add it to the slideshow. Or if it's just getting you more registrar applications, we can do that. It should be really easy, pretty straightforward, just helping you out with that. So a person who's previously taken a volunteer deputy registrar in another county does not have to take it in any other counties to be a registrar there. We do recommend that if you're going to be working in a different county, if you're going to be doing this with another county, that you do reach out to them and you ask them, because Lubbock does not have any county-specific procedures, but that other county might. And so you want to reach out to them, make sure that you're doing everything correctly there for them as well. Your appointment as a volunteer deputy registrar may be terminated by the appointing authority. Again, that's us, if you failed to properly review the voter registration applications. I will stress again, the reviewing of the application is the most important part. We want y'all to go out there. We want y'all to get them. We want to be able to get them into the office and process them as quickly and as correctly as we can. So that's just making things easier for us. If you've ever intentionally destroyed or physically altered a registration application, You know, the only people that are going to know you're doing this are the people that you let know you're doing this. So you're going to put yourself into those situations that you are comfortable with, you know? So don't go out there and like register a bunch of people that you might not agree with and be like, oh, well, I can just throw those away, because that is a very serious crime, and we do not want any of y'all doing that. And then if you've engaged in any other activity that conflicts with your responsibilities as a volunteer deputy registrar, again, I will say, you're putting yourself into the situation that you're comfortable with. You can go out, you can be as partisan as you want. Y'all are private citizens, y'all are allowed to do that. If you want to go to a Republican league, go to a Republican league. If you want to go to a Democratic league, go to a Democratic league. If you want to go door to door, by all means, please go and do that. You're going to do drives up here at Tech. That's perfect. That's great. That'll be wonderful to do that. We have a lot going on right now in Lubbock County, you know, specifically like the art trail and all those things. If you want to go to one of those like shows of support, go and do that. You can end up on camera, maybe don't end up in front of the camera, you know? And then your appointment as a volunteer deputy registrar will be terminated if you've finally been convicted of an offense under the law relating to performance-based compensation for being a voter for doing this. Again, it's a volunteer position. You cannot get paid for this. You're just doing it to be civic-minded citizens. And it will finally be convicted if you've been convicted of an offense under law relating to failure to deliver a completed voter registration application to the county registrar office under section 13.043 of the Texas Election Code. Oops. Sorry. So we're going to go over the supplies you might need. You're going to have your certificate of appointment. Again, that is that white sheet. You're going to have your Texas Volunteer Deputy Registrar Guide. That is the white folder and everything that it is encompassed in it. Then you're going to have your voter registration applications. Like I said earlier, they are sequentially numbered. You each have 25, so we do know which ones you have. You are responsible for those. And then we recommend that you carry pens with you, you know, because you're asking people to fill out these applications and you want to be able to have them fill them out. And then all of this material that we have given you, we do ask that at the end of your appointment, you do bring it back into us. You try to get it into us just so that we can either get you registered to do it again, or so we can take it and we actually do recycle and reuse everything that's in there. So when distributing and accepting the applications, a volunteer registrar assists the county in who appointed home and encouraging voter registration. So the volunteer registrar may distribute voter registration applications to anyone who asks for one. Again, the only people who know you're going to be doing this are the people you let know, so keep that in mind. You may distribute and accept a completed voter registration application from any resident of the county who is a United States citizen, who is a resident of the county, who's at least 17 years and 10 months of age. That is a very exact date. If you want the exact date, we all have Google on our phones. We can look it up. The way I've been thinking about it is if they are going to be 18 come election day, we're going to get them registered beforehand. That way they are qualified to vote. And then if the person cannot be a convicted felon, again, unless that person's sentence has been completed, including probation, parole, or if the person's been pardoned or otherwise been released from the resulting disability to vote. That person cannot be determined by final judgment of court of being partially or fully mentally incapacitated without the right to vote. And then you may distribute and accept completed voter registration applications from any resident of the county who wishes to change or correct any information on their voter registration card. And then at the time that we do this, we should provide you with some mail-in ones. Unfortunately, I dropped the ball on that, guys. I left the mail-in applications at the office. You can come by anytime and pick as many of those up as you need. And what that is they simply look like these here. It's the exact same application that y'all have in your packet, except without the sequential number. And they just take it, fill it out, fold it up. They are postmarked. They drop it in the mail. It gets back to us. So if y'all need any of those, please come by our office and pick those up. So you may assist applicants in the application process, and you can assist them if he or she cannot read or if they have another physical disability. And if an applicant cannot sign his or her name, we do ask that on the signature line, which is number 10, you go ahead and you have them mark whatever they're capable of. If it's a dash, if it's an X, whatever they're capable of marking on there, we want them to go ahead and sign it, even if you filled out the application for them. After you've done that, though, you're going to put on that line that an agent helped them fill out the application, that agent being you in that instance. So you'll put assisted by and then print your name. You may also allow any other registered voter to go ahead and help an applicant in filling out their application. That is where things might get a little sticky for y'all, because you're not going to be able to verify if that person assisting them is a registered voter. So just go out there with faith, ask them, hey, are you a registered voter? Take their word for it. You're going to have them read that affidavit. It's going to say that the information provided is, correct on there, and then that's going to fall on them, not on y'all.
And that is an affidavit, they're swearing that what they have put on there is true and correct,
So when reviewing the application, again, reviewing is the most important part, guys. You're going to review the application in the presence of the person who has applied, and if the voter registration application does not contain all of the required material, you're going to give it to them to correct that, action and get that required material on there. Unfortunately, if y'all bring them into the office and we notice something is missing, we're going to turn right around. We're going to give that application right back to you, and it's going to become your responsibility to try to get that missing information. If it's somebody you don't know, if it's a stranger that's come up at one of these drives and you're like, I'm not sure how to get a hold of them, we can try a few different ways to get a hold of those people. We're not going to just turn away applications. We're going to try to figure it out, but it's very important to make sure that everything is on those applications, guys. So the stuff you'll be looking for, there is the next slide included in the packet as well, and so I like to take it out and look at it while we're going over this. That first section is going to be the reason for the application. It's going to be a new application, a change of address, name change, or other information, or a request for a replacement voter registration card. Then it's asking if they are a United States citizen and if they will be 18 years of age before election day. Those are very small boxes, guys. Like, take a look at one of your applications. Go ahead and pull one out of that packet right now. That is most often the most common item missed on there. So you're looking for 3 checks, 3 X's. If they fill it in, whatever it is, you're looking for 3 responses to those questions. The second one is the last name, first name, middle name, and then any former names that the person might be in the system under. So we go into the system, we use a statewide system, and we are able to get the information from other counties. We're able to get information from us in the past. We have instances, where somebody's gone out and they have their driver's license under their maiden name, and then they try to get registered under their married name. So as much information as somebody is willing to give us in that section, the better we are at finding them. The third one is the residence address. This needs to be a street number. It needs to be a physical address, and we need to have the apartment number included. With y'all, there's another handout in the packet that we have included. So with tech, we have actually gone through in the system, and we have y'all not with the physical addresses in the dorm, but we have the dorms in our system. So when we put these in, especially with tech students, we need to make sure that it's like Bledsoe Hall and then the dorm number as well. I have had a concerning amount of applications coming in that are missing that dorm hall number. So we need to make sure that it's got the dorm hall and then the room number associated with it.
And those will have to be rejected because that number is missing because it won't let us precinct it. And so that's why it's very important to get those, because we do need those there. And if they give us the wrong one, it's gonna come back. But the main thing is there is a dorm room number on there because it will be rejected if it's not.
And luckily, one of the sections which is optional is also the phone number. I would like to think I have gone above and beyond, and on those that have come in without a number associated with it, I've called those people and let them know, hey, I'm with the elections office. I received your application. You were missing the dorm number. Is there any way you can come in and get that to me? So we've gone ahead and we've got them registered. They have come in and they have corrected that mistake. Texas also has a lay your head law, and it simply states that wherever you lay your head at night is your domicile. That's why it needs to be a physical address, guys. We cannot have a P.O. box in the residence address. Number 4 is the mailing address. If it's the same as the physical address, they can go ahead and they can put same. That's not an issue. We can infer that it's the same address with that. They can go ahead and fill out the address again if it's the same address. A lot of tech students, again, it's a little odd with the situation, have been putting their parents' address as that mailing address, which is not a problem. That's perfectly fine. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to send that voter registration card, to Houston, to Dallas, wherever they put that mailing address. So if you want to receive that voter registration card, go ahead and either mark same or make sure it's somewhere in Lubbock that you're putting. Number 5 is the city and county of former residents in Texas. Again, we use a statewide system, so that is important for us to be able to go in, verify somebody has moved to Lubbock from a different county, and then we can go ahead and extract their information and put it down into our system. Number 6 is the date of birth, the month, the day, and the year. 7 and 8 are optional. Number 9 is where they get a little bit of leeway, a little bit of grace. Number 9 is asking for either their Texas driver's license number, their Texas identification number, or if they don't have either of those, we can use the last 4 of their social. With these applications that have been coming in, if they have both, that's super great, but we're going to get them processed with at least one of those 3 numbers. It's going to be fine. Again, number 10 is that affidavit. So you're going to have them read it, swearing that whatever they've provided is true and correct. And then you're going to have the signature of the person, the signature of an agent if somebody helps them, and then the dates that they filled out that application. A volunteer deputy may not determine if an applicant is actually eligible for voter registration. That's not y'all's job. That is our job in the office. And then again, you may not make an applicant provide his or her gender or their telephone number. So that again is that really nice handout. A lot of these applications that have been coming in, they have actually gone in and they have highlighted those fields. That way they know, hey, everything is filled out on there. That is perfectly fine. If you want to do that, if you want to take the time to do that, we will not discourage it. We do ask that you highlight in a yellow highlighter, because after we get these applications and we get them put into the system, we scan them in and we keep them on file in the office. So if you use a different color highlighter than yellow, sometimes it will not allow the ink to show through, and then we can't read what is on that scanned image. So that's just what you're looking for. Oh, I'm sorry, will you go back? And then again, it must be signed and dated. And then that receipt at the bottom must be completed and given to the applicant. These receipts are perforated, so you're just gonna fill them out, tear it off, give it to that applicant, and we go over those a little bit more further on in the slides. So the reason that an application might be rejected, oops, sorry. You would think with how many of these I've done that I know this off the top of my head, and I don't. It's new to me every time, guys. Is again, if one of those above highlighted areas is not filled out on the application, if the residence is not a Lubbock County residence, we will also break from the PowerPoint there. And again, I told you in the beginning, Lubbock County, we are very giving, we are very forthcoming with the other counties. We know there are satellite communities around us. We have Hale, we have Lynn, we have Terry. We know we have Tech also within Lubbock County. We would prefer that you get registered in Lubbock County. That way you get to vote and your vote counts in Lubbock County. But if you get somebody from an outside county, go ahead, bring it into us. We will take a copy of it, keep it for our records, and then we will take it, fold it up, put it in an envelope, and send it to the appropriate authority. Because again, we want as much engagement with the voting process as possible, as much as we can help with here in Lubbock County. If that residence address is a dorm, again, we have to have the dorm hall and the dorm number. And then if the voter used a P.O. box for the residence, again, it's that lay your head law. You cannot sleep in a box, so you may not put a P.O. box as your actual physical residence address.
And that's exactly what they told me when I registered the first time in Lubbock County. It's like a P.O. box. He said, you don't live in a box.
Next one. So that registration receipt, it's again at the bottom of the applications. For each voter registration application you receive, you must prepare that receipt, sign the receipt, and give the receipt to the applicant. It states down at the bottom in fine letters that they should receive their certificate after 30 days. It is very important for them to keep this receipt. Right now, what we're doing is we take those applications, we put them in, they get sent off to the Secretary of State, and then we get told if that applicant is actually eligible to become a registered voter. That's already a 24-hour waiting process. Camille in the front, I love Camille so much. She is a rock star. She is getting them put in as quickly as possible. We're getting them printed out. We're getting them mailed out. Usually 8 to 10 days. As it gets closer and closer to election, as we get more and more of these applications, that 30 days is going to become more relevant. With this receipt, if they have not received a voter registration application or their voter registration card, and Rox, please correct me if I'm wrong, if they go to the polls and we are not able to look them up in the poll book, but they have the receipt and it has a day prior to the last day for eligibility, they can show that and they can prove that they registered before. So their vote will be cast. It will be cast. They did everything correctly. And then you log the applicant's name, the date, and the receipt number, which is the red number at the top and the bottom, on the voter application log. It is very important, guys, to keep in mind that what you're handling, what you're gathering is very sensitive information. Please do not take pictures of these applications. Do not make photocopies. It's one and done. What you get, you're bringing to us, and that's all there needs to be. So the delivery of the applications and the receipts. You must deliver the completed registration applications in person to the county voter registrar who appointed you no later than 5 p.m., no later than the 5th day after the date on that you've received them. So we go over the log again later in the PowerPoint. It's going to be that first date on your log. So if you went out today is the 5th, and you gathered a few, and then you went and you got 20 on the 10th, you still need to bring those into the office no later than 5, no later than that 5th day, because that first date on there is the 5th. Alternatively, if you cannot deliver the completed voter registration applications, you can have somebody else who's gone through this training bring them in for you. And again, that's another volunteer deputy. That's not just a friend, a roommate, a boyfriend, a girlfriend. Like, they have to go through the training.
We do have organizations in the county that do that. They appoint someone within their group or organization as being responsible for those when they do voter drives and things, and that one person brings all of those in with those completed logs. Because I know sometimes it's hard for y'all to get there, and even other folks that work regular jobs, it's hard for them to get in when they need to be there. So somebody else that's a volunteer deputy helps them to make sure it's all turned in.
And then again, these have to be delivered by hand. They cannot be mailed in. I have broken from the script on a lot of the volunteer deputies that I've trained, and I have let y'all know, again, we have included our number there in the front. If something comes up, if there's extenuating circumstances, please have an open line of communication with us. Like, we will try to get you in contact with some of these organizations. We want to make sure these get in, and they get in an appropriate manner, guys. So just, if anything happens, please, please, please let us know what is going on, and we will try again to help you no matter what's going on.
And if y'all are having a voter drive somewhere, from now on, we're there on Saturday. You're more than welcome to call us if you need more forms. And one person can come in from your organization and get some as long as you tell me why you need them. And we'll let them take them out to distribute to y'all for your drive. But we'll have to document them so we know where they went and how many we sent out. So, but you're more than welcome to call us at pretty much any time. So.
This next slide, I will 100% admit to you guys, it is a bunch of legalese, and I have actually not sat down and read it because I'm not a lawyer and I'm not interested in that. But the gist of the slide is stating that under Texas law, a person must be registered 30 days prior to an election to be eligible to vote. That is a very important date. Again, that election everyone is talking about right now is November 5th. October 5th would be 30 days beforehand. October 5th is on a Saturday this year, guys. So the date of eligibility that these applications must be completed, must be brought into us, is going to be October 7th. We will be open until 7 p.m. on October 7th, so you have plenty of time to go out there, get people registered, get them to us. We'll get them, in the system, get them processed. We want as much community engagement as possible again. And then we will stress one more time, failure to deliver an application in a timely manner is in fact a criminal offense.
And you do have the 5 days after that cutoff date, but we ask for them as quickly as you can get them because we have to turn around and get poll books processed and stuff. So the sooner we can get those, the sooner we can get our work done and get moving forward with what needs done to get everything out there for early voting.
So now we'll go over the voter registration. That applicant eligibility, again, they must be 17 years and 10 months of age, a United States citizen. They must be a resident of the county where they are registering. Again, we will try to get it to the appropriate authority, but we do ask that you try to get people registered in Lubbock County since you're doing this for Lubbock County. They cannot be determined by final judgment of court, exercising probate, of being mentally incapacitated or partially mentally incapacitated and without that right to vote. And they cannot be finally convicted of a felony, or if so, they must be fully discharged of the sentence, including incarceration, parole, supervision, and they must have been pardoned or otherwise released from the resulting disability to vote. That is a situation that a lot of people are coming up into, and they're wondering like, hey, if we get somebody who says I'm a felon, I'm not quite sure if I have that right to vote. I want to stress with y'all that we want as much engagement as possible. If that person is comfortable filling out an application, you can ask them, it's a very common term, if they are off paper. If that person doesn't know if they are on or off paper, go ahead and still have them fill out an application. let them know that the determination is only going to be known by us in the office. So, we're going to put them in. It's going to tell us whether they can or cannot be registered. We're the only ones who are going to know the end result. So it will remain confidential to that person. So if the voter name changes, they have a few ways that they can make the name change. They can make the name change on the back of their voter registration card. You flip it over and there are like 3 or 4 lines there that they can put that name change in. They can drop it in the mail. It'll get back to us. We can do the name change that way. They can submit a new application form, which to me, that feels like a lot to do a name change. You would be surprised by how many name changes we actually get in that way. And then they do have the option of writing a letter to the registrar explaining a name change. Hey, I got married, I got divorced, I just legally felt like changing my name. And then we do need some identifying information from that voter. Usually that address that's on that envelope, a birthday, something like that. The exact same thing falls for the voter address change, which always makes me laugh a little, because if they did not receive their voter registration card to begin with because they changed their address, how are they going to fill that out and then get it back to us letting us know? But they can do the change on the back of that voter registration card. They can submit a new application. They can write a letter again explaining that they've moved with some identifying information there, that previous address, the new one, birthday. And then they can submit a change of name or address online at www.texas.gov. If the voter moves to another county, they must re-register in their new county. So if somebody's come from like Harris, they're going to call Houston's registrar and they're going to let them know, hey, I'm moving from Harris, I'm going to go up to Lubbock. They will do a light suspense in the system. That way we can go in and extract their information. So the effective date of registration, the applicant can vote as soon as the 30th day after submitting the application. That's the 30th day after the date on their application, not when you bring it into us, it's the date on their application. And then if the applicant is under 18, the registration will become effective either 30 days after or their 18th birthday, whichever one falls first. The period of effectiveness, it will automatically be renewed every even-numbered year unless the voters move to another address. And so what happens there is we do like a light suspense in the system. If y'all have ever been out at an election site and you've seen somebody filling out a lime green piece of paper, that is what is called a statement of residence, an SOR form. It is just a voter registration application that they receive at the polls. We click that we've received that application and then they're good to vote, because we obviously want to know where that person is so we can get a hold of them. And then if the voter is convicted of felony and has not completed their sentence of probation, parole, or is not otherwise pardoned or released from the resulting disability to vote. We do get packets every week from the DA letting us know who's convicted of felony. We go in, we match them up to the system, and we suspend them that way. Again, that upcoming election everyone is talking about is November 5th. So the deadline for registration, again, I will stress, is October 7th, and we will be in the office until 7 p.m. that day. The next one coming up will be the May elections in 2025. And then for any more general voting information, again, y'all can visit that www.votetexas.gov. I really want to thank y'all. I know the whole office wants to thank y'all. It's not the last time I will thank you, because we have a few more slides, but this is a tough job and we really do appreciate everything y'all are doing with it. So to do this and to prove that y'all have gone through the training, again, y'all need to keep that white application with you. It has Roxane's signature stating you've gone through this course, you've completed it, and that you are eligible to be a volunteer deputy registrar. And then we have our log. So with each application that y'all get, you're going to take your log, you're going to provide the name of the applicant, an agent if somebody helped assist them, the date, and then that receipt number on that log. This must be completed before you come into the office. And I know that might be a funny thing to say, but we have had instances where a lady came in with 20 applications and no log on Friday at 4:50 p.m. And we told her we would see her Monday morning with that completed log, because we cannot accept these applications without that log. And then at the bottom, you're going to sign it and date, or sign and print, sorry. This is probably the most important slide of the slideshow. It is in fact the last slide of the slideshow. I'm gonna let Rox talk about this slide.
It's just the contact information for the state. Sorry. Thank you, Zane. But anyway, that's the information. You can file complaints there. Or you can get other information from them or reach out to them for any kind of items that you might need or any questions. These folks are a great group to work with. Their office has grown immensely over the last year. If you go ahead and fill out your forms, we'll start picking them up. And like Zane said, we greatly appreciate y'all giving us this time and stuff. And you have any questions, call that phone number. Let Carter know, Diego, somebody, they'll reach out to us. So thank y'all very much.
Everyone, let's make sure we're staying quiet. We are still on air.
Okay, if y'all just want to pass all of your yellow forms to this side of the aisle, and then for this side of the Senate chamber, if you'll pass your yellow forms over this direction.
If y'all could remain quiet, we're still on the air, please. All right, congratulations, everybody. You are now a volunteer deputy registrar. So, congratulations, you made it through your training. So, that being said, we're going to have various point opportunities all this upcoming September and going into October to make sure our students on campus are registered. Feel free to go ahead and keep your white folders in the office. If y'all didn't know, y'all have a cubby in the office. All of y'all have a cubby. So, make sure to utilize that. Keep your things in there because we'll be tabling right outside of the sub. So, you just go up to the office, grab your folder in the cubby, and then we can go ahead and get you out there and you can get our students registered to vote. Up next on our agenda is open forum. Rule 33, Section 2 of the Student Senate states that any student enrolled in Texas Tech University may address the Senate during the open forum on any issue. Is there anyone wishing to address the Senate chamber on open forum? Okay, awesome. Hearing none, we're going to proceed to my apologies. Yeah, we're going to move over into executive reports. Up first is Kara Ashworth. Yeah. Okay. Up first is Carter Eric, External Vice President.
All right, guys, thank y'all so much for going through that as well. I think it's especially important, as we all know, it's an election year, to get involved, get Lubbock County involved in that as well. Just get the Tech community. We've been doing a lot of pushes with Tech to vote, as well as just getting the Red Raider community out there. We saw that in this past election. At the city level, the numbers, the turnout was extremely high compared to previous years, and so that's so exciting. We can continue to do that. So I really appreciate your patience and your dedication to that. But I want to kick us off with the saying. I heard this on a podcast actually this week, and it really stuck with me. For the Student Government Association, it was actually on the Best Storyteller in Texas, if y'all listen to Ken Hance. So it was more is lost by indecision than making the wrong decision. I think that's really pertinent to our Senate chamber. You know, everyone has a decision to make. We all are elected into roles. It's not just point requirements that we're going to go through. It is something that we're doing for positive change for everyone. I was fortunate to meet a guy named Dupree Scoville this week. He is a guy that went to Texas Tech, and we talked about getting involved in what he did at Texas Tech. He has 4 undergraduate degrees through the Rawls College of Business. And then after his time at Texas Tech, he played football at Tech. He went to Stanford University, and he got 2 graduate degrees there. And something that he told me is he is now the one of the high-up Woodbine Development Corporation, multi-million-dollar company. And he said he'll hire Red Raiders over a Stanford Cardinal any day. That's because of the work ethic. It's because of the work you put in here today. It's really shown through in your election process and for you just sitting in this chamber. And so really encourage you to get involved. That's kind of my 2 cents, my inspiration, if you will. And so with that, we're going to get to some logistics. Keep this short. Here is the timeline. It's as well included in the newsletter I sent out this morning. Be checking your email. It's going to start off with the West Texas Town Hall deputization, and so we're all registered now. That's going to be on September 9th. On September the 14th, we play the University of North Texas, and we are partnering with Lubbock County Schools again to get involved with 1,200 elementary students to take them to one of their first football games, see if the Red Raiders can play some defense out there. And then we're going to go to Constitution Day. It's a federal holiday. From 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., we are going to be tabling in the Breezeway area, formerly the Free Speech area. That's going to be on the 17th. Then the next day is Cards for CASA. And so we are going to write encouraging cards. I've got an email chain that I will forward on that. And that's really for all these kids that are going through foster care and unfortunate situations. But we can provide that encouragement and give them the kind of the leadership and let them know that we're on their side on that as we go through Service Week through the Student Government Association. And then we will be pairing with Raider Reds Food Pantry on that week of the 23rd through the 27th. And then if you want to sign up for these, this next slide will show you the barcodes. And I will as well send out an email right now that I've got drafted up for these opportunities, and the West Texas deputization will be included on that. All of these will be an outreach point for every hour that is served. I believe there are 6 availabilities on Take a Kid to the Game, 3 on Constitution Day, and 3 on Cards for Casa per hour. And so really take advantage of those opportunities while you can. Really appreciative of you being here. And that's all that I have. So thank y'all so much.
Awesome words. Really take advantage of these opportunities right here. They're going to be counted towards your Senate points if you need them. Up next is our student body president, Abigail Vega.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to first start off by thanking everyone who went out to First Photo. It was very successful. We appreciate all your hard work and all of your help for that specific event. And just to get into some remarks, so like Carter said, Tech the Vote events will be partnering with them to be tabling, registering individuals to vote, and so on. Red Raider Food Pantry will have that food drive. We will be speaking with them tomorrow, actually, in order to kind of solidify some of those dates, how we can specifically help them and, of course, serve our students. I just got emails about some fee committees, so I'll be appointing several of you to those. If you are interested, please let me know. I'm going to try to appoint as many of you to a specific committee as possible, so I will likely only appoint each of you to one, unless, of course, we are having to appoint you to several. And then, of course, there's my contact information, and then I'll say some remarks for Catherine as well. We've been meeting with our cabinet members. We have a lot of great ideas. Once that's solidified, we'll likely send that out in like the next newsletter for the following month. And of course, if you would like to assist them in any way, shape, or form, we would love to have your help. And then, of course, there's her contact information. So if you have any further questions or concerns, feel free to let me know. Thank y'all.
Up next on our agenda are judicial reports. Seeing as there are no judicial reports at this time, we will move along to my remarks. Okay, good evening, everybody. Super excited to be here at our second Senate meeting. We've already gone through an hour, but it was a very worthwhile hour. I'm super excited to get our students registered to vote. So in terms of my remarks, if you have not joined Tech Connect, please find me after this. It is essential for your role and your time here as a senator that you join the Tech Connect. If you didn't receive the packet to this meeting via Ashlyn, let me know and we can get you on the email chain. So that's basically the email that Ashlyn sent out 48 hours prior to this meeting, putting the digital packet on there, the Senate journals, and what was it? And it was and the 2 Senate journals that we had pending. So if you have not gotten that email, please find me and I can get you on our email chain. Those will allow you to preview the legislation prior to coming to the meeting and really having your mind made up on how you're going to vote, or at least how you're going to debate given certain legislation. Awesome. Next, for those of you that missed Senate Retreat, utilize your mandatory meeting with me to get up to speed with resources and address any questions you may have. There was a lot of good content that we went over at Senate Retreat, a lot of good presentations made by Ashlyn and myself. Feel free to utilize y'all's meeting with me that y'all have to really just get that going and getting yourselves up to speed. My office hours are posted on my door. Feel free to send me an Outlook invite for any time in between that, and you can go ahead and coordinate your meeting with me. The sooner you do it, you don't have to do it later. And at the end of the semester, I've heard it's a typical IVP thing that they are completely booked. So get it in. The quicker you do it, the better. Moving on. As of right now, you should have everything needed to begin completing your Senate points. And here's 3 points of advice that I have for y'all. Be diligent. Incremental efforts are going to beat out one last push at the end of everything that you do. So working in incremental efforts like throughout the semester are going to get you a lot further in this chamber and a lot further with the work that you have set out for yourself than doing it all at the end. Next is be proactive. Actively look for change. Change isn't going to come to you. We talked about this a lot at our Senate retreat. So be proactive, get out there and get your name out there and represent your constituents well. And then lastly is be well thought out. Be well thought out with your intentions, be well intentioned with your constituents, and really utilize your platform to go ahead and create some change, because through this body we have incredible say and we have incredible respect that we are upholding to keep. And lastly, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My number is on there. Just state your name and just text me, and then I'll save your contact. My email is also on there as well. I actually respond quicker to my email than I do to my messages, but just shoot me an email or shoot me a text. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my remarks. So up next on our agenda, we will be moving to routine motions and other business. So if you have not been sworn in, please rise as a senator. So if this is your first time in the Senate chamber, please rise and we're going to go ahead and swear you in. Awesome. Okay, senators of the 60th session, will you please rise, raise your hands, and repeat after me? I do hereby solemnly swear that I shall faithfully execute the duties of the office. I shall, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Student Government Association of Texas Tech University and the regulations which be made in pursuance thereof. Congratulations, everybody. Back to our routine motions and other business. Senator Joyce.
Mr. President, I move to suspend the standing rules of the Senate requiring that all legislation be moved to second reading and sent to all committees for the duration of the meeting.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Almosa that all legislation be able to skip first reading and move directly to third reading to be passed immediately. This motion is undebatable, unamendable, and requires a 2/3 majority vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. Or is there any other routine motions for the Senate chamber? Awesome. Up next on our agenda is first reading, Senate Bill 60.01. Senator Joyce.
Mr. President, I rise to introduce Senate Bill 60.01, a bill to be entitled Enact the First Year Engagement Bylaws. May I approach the podium?
You may.
Hey everyone, if y'all haven't met me, my name is Parker. I am a senator for the College of Business, and I am on the first year engagement committee with Tegan, Celeste, and AJ. We have been hard at work this summer writing some bylaws for our first year engagement programs, which is FYC and FYLA. So if for those of you who are unaware, there is little to no governance on first year engagement outside of what is in lines 3 through 10 of this bill. The few governance that we have is pretty vague and non-comprehensive. Basically, it really operates on precedents, just word of mouth saying what happened last year, what we continue to do. So this bill is basically just codifying that precedence into official SGA law, both for transparency for our students and to limit inefficiencies during transitional periods from directors to directors. So we've been hard at work. We've worked with Abby and Diego and Michael Gunn, the director of SGA, to get these solidified and ready to go. And with that, Mr. President, I move to place Senate Bill 60.01 on third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Stubblefield that Senate Bill 60.01 be moved to third reading and final passage. This motion is debatable, unamendable, and requires a majority vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. With a overwhelming majority.
Debate needs to be had before we pass the motion.
Understood. Is there any debate on the floor? Hearing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. Senate Bill 60.01 passes to third reading and final passage. Up next on our agenda is Senate Resolution 60.12.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to introduce Senate Resolution 60.12. May I approach the podium?
You may.
Hello everyone, I hope we're all doing well. If I haven't had the chance to meet you yet, my name is Abdul. I'm an at-large senator. I'm excited to be working with you all this session. Today I'm introducing Senate Resolution 60.12. This is the opportunity to move a step closer to establishing a biomedical science BS degree at Texas Tech, a step that aligns with our mission of academic excellence, innovation, and preparing students for the future of medicine. This interdisciplinary program integrating public health, health science, and biological sciences addresses a clear demand while enhancing our recruitment of high-achieving students. With most necessary courses already offered in existing departments, this degree can be developed through cross-departmental collaboration, positioning Texas Tech to meet the growing needs of the healthcare and biomedical fields. And then aside from that, me and Senator Clark have been working on this piece for the past year or so. We've met with people from different departments and they're all in favor of this. So this is just kind of a push from student government that we're also in favor of this. So with that, I move to place Senate Resolution 60.12 on second reading and be sent to all committees.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Land that Senate Resolution 60.12 be placed to third reading and final passage. This motion is debatable, amendable.
You moved that to second reading.
Oh, my apologies. It's been moved and seconded to move Senate Resolution 60.12 to second reading. This motion is undebatable, unamendable, and requires a majority vote. All those in favor? Is there any debate on the floor? Just kidding. Is there?
All those in favor?
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. Ayes have it. Motion passes.
Do I introduce- I don't need to say.
It's the second reading. No?
I need to introduce the next two sections. Sorry. Okay.
Oh,
So
are you doing them all?
no, I'm doing the next piece.
Okay.
60.13.
Understood. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm also introducing Senate Resolution 60.13. I'm asking your support in rebranding the General Studies degree to Interdisciplinary Studies here at Texas Tech. The current title, General Studies, does not really convey the academic rigor and interdisciplinary nature of this program, which integrates coursework from 3 distinct areas of studies, allowing students to pursue a flexible and personalized educational path. Renaming the degree to Interdisciplinary Studies would be more accurate in reflecting the program structure and purpose, enhancing its prestige and communicating its value more clearly to students, employers, and academic institutions. This change aligns with Texas Tech's commitment to providing innovative student-centered education and preparing graduates for diverse career paths. And also, like, if you search up the degree online, it's literally called an interdisciplinary degree, so I think we should change the title to that. And we've also met with the administration last session, and they're in favor of it, so I move to place Senate Resolution 60.13 on second reading and be sent to all committees.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Huffman that Senate Resolution 60.13 be sent to second reading in all committees. This motion is undebatable, unamendable, and requires a majority vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. Motion passes. Is there a nay?
Yeah.
Please stand. There we go.
Thank you.
Motion passes. Ayes have it. Motion passes. Next on our agenda is Senate Resolution 60.14. Senator Clark.
Mr. President, I rise to introduce Senate Resolution 60.14, stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding the confirmation of Alessio Tenez as Associate Justice to the Student Government Association Supreme Court. May I approach the podium?
You may.
Good afternoon, everyone. Great to see everybody here today. Senate Resolution 60.14 is the confirmation of Alessio Tenez as Associate Justice to the Student Government Association Supreme Court. Over the past several weeks, Student Body President Abigail Vega has nominated several eligible candidates to fill the vacant positions that we have on the Supreme Court. On Sunday, this past Sunday, September 1st of 2024, the Senate Judiciary hearing of Alessio was held by the Rules and Administration Committee, and therefore, during this interview, the entirety of the Rules and Administration Committee voted all in favor of the nomination of Alessio Tenez to hold this position on the Supreme Court due to his professional experience, academic pursuits, integrity, and interest in upholding the Constitution to the student government. And therefore, as the Rules and Administration Committee, we do recommend the confirmation of Alessio Tenez to hold this position by a 2/3 vote of the Student Senate, and that the Student Senate of Texas Tech University confirms Alessio Tenez as the Associate Justice to the Student Government Association Supreme Court. With that, Mr. President, I move to place Senate Resolution 60.14 on third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Fuller that Senate Resolution 60.14 be placed to third reading and final passage. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a 2/3 majority vote. Is there any debate regarding Alessio Tenez's confirmation to the Supreme Court? Hearing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay and stand.
Nay.
Ayes have it, motion passes. Next on our agenda is Senate Resolution 60.15. Senator Geisler.
Mr. President, I rise to introduce Senate Resolution 60.15, stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding the confirmation of Campbell Bedner as an Associate Justice to the Student Government Association to the Supreme Court. May I approach the podium?
You may.
Hey everyone. Mimicking everything Madeline said, the Student Government Association models a democratic structure. On Wednesday, August 22nd, Abigail Vega nominated Campbell Bedner to the Supreme Court of the Student Government Association. On Sunday, September 1st, the Senate Judiciary hearing of Campbell Bettner was held by the Rules and Administration Committee. The Rules and Administration Committee voted all in favor of this nomination of Campbell Bettner for the Supreme Court as an Associate Justice based on her professional experience under Article and Section of the Constitution of the Texas Tech University Student Government Association. The requirements of the Rules and Administration Committee to interview the nomination of Campbell Bettner has been fulfilled. The Senate must confirm the nomination by a 2/3 vote of senators present and voting. The Rules and Administration strongly recommends the confirmation of Campbell Bettner as an Associate Justice, Student Government Association, Supreme Court. So with that, Mr. President, I move to place Senate Resolution 60.15 on third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Heath that Senate Resolution 60.15 be placed onto third reading and final passage. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any debate on the floor? Hearing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. Senate Resolution 60.16.
Mr. President, I rise to introduce Senate Resolution 60.16 regarding the confirmation of Catherine Finns as Associate Justice for the Student Government Association Supreme Court. May I approach the podium?
You may.
Hi guys, I am Reagan Sanders. I am a Davis College senator and also on the Rules and Administration Committee. So along with Senator Clark and Senator Gashwhite, we have interviewed each one of these candidates on Sunday, and Catherine Finns was one of our candidates. Each one of these candidates, along with Catherine, has academic pursuits as well as integrity and interest in the Supreme Court. This requires 2/3 vote from the Senate chamber, and we strongly recommend that each one of these candidates represent us as our justice for the Supreme Court. Mr. President, I move to put Senate Resolution 60.16 on second reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by
Third or second?
point of order, second or third?
Third reading and final
Awesome.
passage.
It's been moved and seconded by Senator Villegas that we move Senate Resolution 60.16 to third reading and final passage. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a 2/3 majority vote. Is there any debate on the floor? Hearing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. Up next on our agenda is second reading. Being as there is no second reading, we will now proceed to the consent calendar. So we will now be moving to our consent calendar. If you're presenting a resolution, please step up to the podium in the numeric order of your resolution. And as a reminder, everything on the consent calendar must pass by a 100% vote.
Hi everybody, I'm Eli. I am a senator for the College of Engineering, and I'm just going to keep this pretty short because this is an easy piece. This is just congratulating the Texas Tech University Honors College for a recent milestone that they achieved. This past admission cycle, they hit a total record enrollment and a new record for the entering first year class. So after a few years of working towards a total enrollment of over 2,000, they achieved it. And they finally achieved an entering first year class of above 550 students. And so we, the Student Senate, just want to send this congratulations to them as a testament of their hard work the past 5 years working towards this.
Up next, Senate Resolution 60.18.
Thank you, Mr. President. This resolution is to congratulate the winners of the Undergraduate Research Conference in 2024. All these participants contribute to the scientific body of knowledge and are deserving of their recognition. We therefore would like to congratulate Mason Reyna, Thomas Schneibel, Aisha Iqbal, Tasneem Gadala, and Eliana Karis for winning the Lubbock Economic Development Alliance Outstanding Commercialization Awards.
Senate Resolution 60.19.
This piece is offering the Student Senate's condolences and celebrating the life of Mr. Don Cash. Don Cash was a Texas Tech legend. He attended Texas Tech and graduated in 1966 with a bachelor's degree in industrial engineering. He was a member of Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity, otherwise known as Pike, and then began his career in Levelland, Texas in the oil and gas industry. In 1993, Don was awarded the Distinguished Alumni Award by Texas Tech University. He also served on the Texas Tech Foundation Board twice, from 2002 to 2011, serving as a chairman from 2009 to 2011, and again from 2015 to 2019. In June 2021, he was named the first honorary emeritus director in recognition of his commitment to the board. Over the past 24 years, the Cash Family Foundation has impacted 21 entities in the Texas Tech University system, including endowments and scholarship, professorship, athletics, research, buildings, and capital campaigns. So this loss is extremely heartfelt for the Texas Tech University history. So this is just stating the condolences of the Student Senate for his passing.
Up next, Senate Resolution 60.20.
Hello again, everyone. So this piece is celebrating the achievement of opening the Academic Sciences Building at Texas Tech. This is a state-of-the-art facility that stands as a testament to Texas Tech's commitment to fostering interdisciplinary collaboration, cutting-edge research, and exceptional student experiences. Home to 5 key departments within the College of Arts and Sciences, this building symbolizes the beginning of Texas Tech's second century and will significantly enhance the academic and collaborative opportunities available to all students and faculty. Yeah, we're just acknowledging how the ASB stands as a cornerstone in shaping this university's promising future. So with that, Madam Speaker, Mr. President, I move to place Senate Resolution 60.17 through 20 for third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Auer that Senate Resolution 60.17 through 60.20 be placed onto third reading and final passage. As a reminder, these must pass with a 100% affirmative vote. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a 100% affirmative vote. Is there any debate on the floor? Hearing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Ayes have it. Consent calendar passes. Up next on our agenda are our announcements. Any member of the Student Government Association may make relevant announcements to the chamber at this time. If you wish to address the Senate, please stand for recognition from the chair. Senator Stubblefield.
Hey everybody, me and Parker just wanted to say a big thank you for helping us recruit for FILA. We got a lot of applicants and a lot of good and quality applicants, and we're sorting through those right now, and we're just really excited. And we couldn't do that without all of you guys stepping up. I know the notification in the group B. I know that's not the notification you want to see on a Wednesday afternoon, but we really do appreciate it. They'll know that they're members on Thursday, and we're expecting them to be at the next meeting, but if not that meeting, the next meeting. And just want to say a big old thank you. And do the same for FYC as their applications are still open. So, thank you.
Are there any other announcements to be made to the chamber? Or Senator Davis?
I know that volunteerism is a thing you have to do for SGA, and Bayless Elementary Mentoring Program is looking for more members. You do have to be a member of the Honors College. However, we're really trying to bring in everybody with open arms. So just email Stacy Boutique at Honors College and try and get plugged in. Hopefully we can get you a kid at elementary school.
Are there any other announcements to the chamber? Senator Moreno.
Thank you. So after talking to Diego and to Senator Sanders, I would really like to take everyone to the bell tower next Thursday so we can better understand why we need an AC unit up there. So if y'all are down to go to the bell tower on Thursday, please email me. I'll send out an email just in case y'all forget. But just let me know, and I hope to see everyone next Thursday.
Is there any other announcements to the chamber? Senator Baker.
Hi guys, just wanted to let you know that my name's Nina Baker. I'm a senator for the Arts and Sciences College. And as Carter mentioned earlier, we're partnering with Tech to Vote on VP for Tech to Vote. I want to thank everyone and all your amazing founders. And Monday we have 2 amazing events. One with Carter and Representative James Talarico. We're going to have an event, and and Holden Hall is going to be in 005. And just a conversation about like how your voting affects the school system and putting money in vouchers and how we pay teachers and things like that. And then we have another event from 6 to 8, and that's going to be the museum. If you don't know where it is, on 4th Street, keep driving straight past the football stadium with the opposite way you're going to get there. And we're going to have people from the Lubbock ISD School Board. We have a professor, and we have James Charico and Senator Steve Perry. So if you'd like to come, we'd love to have you. The tickets are free. Anybody is welcome. We want everybody to be educated on their voting. Thank you, guys.
Are there any other announcements in the chamber? Senator Orozco.
Hello everyone, my name is Senator Orozco. I am with AJ. I don't know if you got someone here. Me and AJ are directors of FYC, and we've had Tegan and Marcus help for FYE in total. And we would just like if y'all could help us recruiting our members. These new members are going to be possibly our new Senate for next year, so it could be a really huge help if y'all could help us recruit these new members, not only by sharing on your Instagram, but telling first years, and yeah, thank you guys so much.
Are there any other announcements in the chamber? Senator Bentley.
We passed out everything to get you registered to sign people up for voting. If you're not going to do that and you got one of those white packets, we need them back. So just come up to the front at the end of the meeting after we adjourn and just give us those packets back.
Are there any other announcements to the Oh, sorry
And
about
then
that.
we also have these flyers that they mentioned in their presentation. So make sure to come up and grab one of these as well.
Are there any other announcements to the chamber? President Vega.
One more thing that I forgot, we will also be participating, my 2 governmental relations directors will be registering us for the All-In Campus Democracy Challenge. So we are going to try to at least up our ranking from last year and get as many people registered to vote as possible. So keep in mind to, of course, have your packets. We'll have plenty of opportunities, but also go beyond that and take that next step to register as many people as you can. Y'all are awesome.
Is there any other announcements to the chamber? Going once, going twice. Closed. Next on our agenda is adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn? Senator Huffman.
Mr. President, I motion to adjourn.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Gaitunde that we adjourn the second meeting of the 60th session. This motion is undebatable, unamendable, and requires a majority vote. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say nay. Those opposed, please say nay. Ayes have it. Meeting adjourned.